Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Osama Shab. According to MEA sources speaking to NDTV, an Indian team in New York met with the UN's 1,267 Sanctions Committee and the Counter-Terrorism Panel to address the Pahalgam terror attack, which claimed 26 innocent lives. Sources say that they are interacting with the monitoring team and other partners countries in the United Nations. They will also be meeting with the United Nations Office of Counter-Terrorism and Counter-Terrorism Committee Executive Directorate. The Indian government has disclosed details about Operation Sindoor. The operation lasted approximately 23 minutes, showcasing India's precision and efficiency in executing the strikes. The government has said that the Pakistan's air defense system was bypassed. Pakistan, in the meanwhile, used 300 to 400 drones, including Turkish-made kamikaze drones, across 36 locations in India. Pakistan's air defense systems, including the HQ-9B and the HQ-16 surface-to-air missiles, failed to detect and intercept India's low-altitude terrain-hugging missiles. The Indian government emphasized that the operation was a response to Pakistan's terrorism and highlighted Pakistan's risky strategy of using civilian airspace for military purposes.
Jamming is an essential part of modern warfare. The Pakistanis do it, we do it as well. Jamming technology enables the radars of certain systems which the Pakistanis use, for example, in their surface-to-air missile units, to not be able to lock on to Indian fighters or not be able to lock on to Indian missiles which are going through. So this press release by the Press Information Bureau actually identifies several weapon systems which have gone through and which have worked well. And I'm going to run through a couple of them. It's referred extensively to Indian-made weapon systems in the surface-to-air missile role, whether it is the Akash surface-to-air missile system or some of the other ones, including the Samar, which were used very effectively. It did talk about the success of the Indian strikes. Over the last day, we've been bringing you very high resolution imagery of the success of these strikes across Pakistani air bases. The point being mentioned now is that India was able to jam Pakistan's Chinese-made sensors, which primarily would be radars, to enable these strikes to actually go through and hit their targets. As importantly, there was mention of the role of ISRO, which has a key role in monitoring and therefore safeguarding the entire subcontinent. It covers all of Pakistan, including the Arabian Sea or large parts of the Arabian Sea, wherever India's assets lie. So this was in effect a summary of what India has achieved militarily. We've already seen the results on the ground.
The Indian government has taken a firm stance against the sale of Pakistani merchandise on e-commerce platforms in India. The Central Consumer Protection Authority has sent notices to major e-commerce platforms like Amazon and Flipkart, among others, directing them to remove all Pakistani-related merchandise from their sites. The Consumer Affairs Minister, Prahlad Joshi, stated that such insensitivity will not be tolerated and urged the platforms to immediately comply with the directive. Tiranga yatras, or rallies carrying the national flag, were held across India to show solidarity with the Indian Armed Forces following the success of Operation Sindoor. Several state ministers led these yatras, including the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath. He led the yatra in Lucknow, praising the bravery of the armed forces. Pushkar Singh Dhami, the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, he organized a yatra in Dehradun, highlighting the country's military prowess. And Himanta Biswa Sarma, the Chief Minister of Assam, he led the yatra in Guwahati, expressing gratitude to the armed forces for their service.
Like other parts of the country, a massive Tiranga Yatra has started in Guwahati, where people are honoring the valor of the Indian Armed Forces. This Tiranga Yatra at Guwahati is being led by Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, the state BJP President Dilip Sekhya, and other top BJP leaders, activists, everybody here, part of the Tiranga Yatra, massive one, which has started from the Atal Udyan in Guwahati and now is going towards the Bhupen Hazarika, Dr. Bhupen Hazarika Kshetra in Guwahati. You can see here, people in large numbers have come here for the Tiranga Yatra in hundreds to be part of this commemoration of India's success. in Operation Sindoor. This is a massive turnout of people here in Guwahati. Other parts of the country are also trying to be part of this Tiranga Yatra. In Guwahati with camera Sanjay Chakravarti, Ratneet Chaudhary for NDTV.
BJP in Tamil Nadu is hosting its Tiranga rally in Chennai as part of its attempt to honor the armed forces across the country for their role in Operation Sindoor. This rally is being led by Tamil Nadu's BJP chief Nainar Nagendran. Behind me is the former governor of Telangana and the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Tamilisai Soundararajan. Thank you very much for your time. What's the larger message you're sending?
Yeah, we are thanking our Honorable Prime Minister, thanking our Indian Army for the planning and bravery action to counter the terrorism. Our Honorable Prime Minister and Army has set an example for the whole world how without loss of lives terrorism can be countered. We are walking in the streets safely because of our Honorable Army and Prime Minister. So we are thanking, we can walk freely because of that activity of our Honorable Prime Minister and the Army.
Is it also important to learn lessons in terms of whether any security lapses were there, intelligence failure was there?
No, because we have been focused, and whenever there have been attacks from the Pakistan, very proactively our army has done it. There is no any loss of lives.
Any lessons to be learned?
Lesson?
Should there be a focus on that also as well?
Pakistan should learn a lesson.
In terms of our intelligence failure or security lapses?
No, we are very safe and we are very glad.
Lastly, ma'am, the US President Trump announcing the ceasefire. Is US taking India for granted when we believe that they respect India?
For that, our Honorable Prime Minister is answering by his action, not by words. We are revealing to the world terrorism can be countered with strong action, not by words. Trump's are only mere words. Ours and our Honorable Prime Minister are through action.
Lastly, is it also to expand BJP's footprint in Tamil Nadu before elections?
No. We are not politicizing it. We are thanking. That's all.
Thank you very much, ma'am. That was Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, the former Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry and Telangana, talking to us in Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, by NDTV.
BSF Constable Purnam Kumar Shaw, a 40-year-old Jawan from West Bengal's Hooghly district, has returned to India after being detained by Pakistan Rangers for 3 weeks. The West Bengal Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, she says that she spoke to the Jawan's kin as well as the West Bengal leader of opposition, Shubhendu Adhikari, who met with the Jawan's family.
हम लोग भी हमारा ओर से बहुत सारे कोशिश किया है. हमारा डीजी पुलिस भी और बीएसएफ का डीजी का साथ कंटिन्यूअस हम लोग टच में थे. तो मैंने परसों उनको बता दिया था रजनी को कि आपका हस्बैंड तबीयत ठीक है, अच्छा है, सुस्त है, लेकिन उसको जो मॉडलिटीज ऑफ ऑपरेंडी जो करना है रिलीज करने के लिए उसको लिए थोड़ा टाइम वो लोग मांगा है. और परसों जो मीटिंग था वो मीटिंग में मैं ये बात को रखने के लिए रिक्वेस्ट किया था, तो वो लोगों ने बात भी किया.
हर फौज, वो आर्मी हो सकता है, वो पैरामिलिट्री हो सकता है, सब सुरक्षित है. देश का प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का लीडरशिप में सब सुरक्षित है. ये बात मेरा बात नहीं, उनका पिताजी, माताजी और धर्मपत्नी का बात है. इतना बड़ा अनुभव और इतना बढ़िया प्रधानमंत्री और देश के लिए स्टेटमेंट आ गया है.
उनको लौटा हम लोग
बहुत खुशी
21 sleepless nights later, a sigh of relief for Devanti Devi Shaw. Her son, Purnam Kumar Shaw, was released from Park Rangers' custody this morning.
अच्छा लगा था, खुशी के बात बा. देखते रोते रहते रही है जहाँ हमेशा हम लोग खाना अभी तक नहीं जा खाना खैले. जब फोन आइला न्यूज में आइला तब जाकर मन तनी शांति.
ये क्या खुशी का आंसू है?
हाँ, मेरा खुशी के आंसू बहता. हम लोग आज 20 से 21 दिन हो गए, घटना हम लोग की हालत खराब था.
मैं प्रतिक्रिया मैं जो आज 23 तारीख से पाकिस्तान का कब्जा में था, आज 23 दिन के बाद 24वां दिन जो हुआ, हमें लड़का को केंद्र सरकार, राज्य सरकार सभी मिलकर हमें लड़का को पाकिस्तान से रिलीज कराया और रिलीज कराकर इंडिया में लाया। इन लोगों को धन्यवाद देते हैं।
On 23rd April, BSF Jawan Purnam Kumar Shaw, who was posted in Punjab's Firozpur, was taken into custody by the park rangers after he had inadvertently crossed the border. This morning, BSF Jawan Purnam Kumar Shaw was handed over at the Atari checkpost. The BSF stated that the handover was peacefully done and with accordance to established protocol. Celebrations have begun at Shaw's residence back in West Bengal's Hooghly district. The Jawan's wife, who is soon going to be a mother, beamed with joy.
22 दिन बाद जब मैंने उनको वीडियो कॉल पे देखा तो पहले तो मैं उनको पहचान ही नहीं पाई, पूरा दाढ़ी वाड़ी बढ़ गई थी। मैंने कहा, उन्होंने कहा टेंशन मत लो, मैं एकदम ठीक हूँ और मेरी मेडिकल भी हो गई है, मैं एकदम ठीक हूँ, कोई टेंशन मत लो।
Shaw's detention came just a day after the deadly Pahalgam terror attack in Kashmir, which heightened tension between India and Pakistan. After the success of Operation Sindoor, the release of the BSF Jawan coming as a good news for the nation. With Gurpreet Chinna, Shreyashide for NDTV.
Following India's suspension of the Indus Water Treaty after the April 22nd Pahalgam terror attack, all the gates of the Baglihar Hydroelectric Power Project Dam on the Chenab River in Jammu and Kashmir's Ramban district were closed as of the 6th of May. This action, part of a broader diplomatic response to Pakistan, significantly reduced water flow downstream, reducing water flow to Pakistan by up to 90%. The Madhya Pradesh High Court has independently taken notice of a controversial statement by Tribal Affairs Minister Vijay Shah targeting Colonel Sofia Qureshi. The court has ordered the state's DGP to register an FIR against Shah during a public gathering. Remember, Shah made remarks that seemed to equate Colonel Qureshi's military role with a communal and gendered insult. After the public backlash, Mr. Shah said that, and I quote, "If my words have offended society or religion, I am prepared to apologize multiple times." Remember, Colonel Qureshi, she was part of the Tri-Services team alongside Foreign Secretary Vikram Mishri and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, briefing the media on Operation Sindoor.
Madhya Pradesh High Court today, acting on its own motion, lashed out at Cabinet Minister Vijay Shah for using the language of the gutters. This was mentioned in the order against a senior army officer, Colonel Sofia Qureshi, and the remark was made during a public function in Raikunda, Mahu. And the court has directed the DGP of Madhya Pradesh to immediately register an FIR against Vijay Shah for offences under sections 152, 196 and 197 of the BNS. And the court further stated that this action must be completed by this evening, failing, when the matter is listed tomorrow, the court may consider initiating a contempt proceeding against the DGP for non-compliance with this order. And finally, what we are hearing that the Manpur police station has registered an FIR in Indore. And in a related development also, the Chief Minister Dr. Mohan Yadav has returned to Bhopal from Bangalore, and State BJP President V.D. Sharma and BJP State General Secretary Organization Hitanand Sharma, they have also reached the CM House to meet the Chief Minister, and the party's central leadership is upset with Vijay Shah's statement, and and he may can resign, or the Chief Minister might can sack him any movement from now. And as per sources, the organization has also conveyed that neither Vijay Shah nor his supporters should issue any statements following his resignation.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, he has announced a compensation of 25 lakh rupees for each of the 8 survivors in the Pollachi sexual assault case, surpassing the court's earlier directive of a total of 85 lakh rupees for all the survivors. M.K. Stalin praised the survivors for their bravery in reporting the incident and testifying in the court. A 2-year-old tigress who strayed out of Ranthambore and took refuge in an agricultural field sent local people scrambling to their rooftops after the tigress attacked 2 people, a 7-year-old child in April and a forest ranger on Sunday. There is now fear in Ranthambore that the tigress is now suspected of becoming a man-eater. The tigress was caught inside a hotel behind a cottage meant for tourists. After being tranquilized, she has now been released in an enclosure inside the park.
A tigress in the fields in a village adjacent to Ranthambore National Park sent local people into panic. Most of them scrambled onto rooftops for safety.
घटना हुई सुबह 6 बजे के करीब हमारे खेत में आ गया और बैठा हुआ था पहले से, पता नहीं कब से बैठा था। टाइगर को लेकर के बहुत डर हो गया, आज से और भी ज़्यादा हो गया, हो सकता है कल भी आ सकता है, दोबारा भी कभी भी आ सकता है।
The tigress then escaped from the fields only to enter a tourist lodge close by called Machan. Walking past tourist accommodation, the hotel's swimming pool, only to be finally tranquilized 2 hours later by the forest team.
होटल के अंदर टाइगर मचान के अंदर एंटर हो गया था। उसके बाद एंटर होने के बाद ये जो हमारे जो लग्जरी टेंट है, काम चल रहा है, यहाँ पर उसकी एक्टिविटीज थी। यहाँ से करते हुए गार्डन में पहुंचा। गार्डन में पहुंचते पहुंचते हमने सबको इन्फॉर्म किया, गेस्ट अपने रूम में गए, सब सेफ है। उसके बाद जो स्टाफ था वो सब अपने रूम में गए। टीम आ गई थी वन विभाग की, वन विभाग की टीम आई तो उसने मुझे साथ में लिया, उन लोगों ने साथ में लिया। तो गाड़ी के अंदर हम जब देखने गए कि कोई सब सेफ है ना, तो यहीं एक मूवमेंट कर रहा था। वो कोटे हमारा जो कोटेज है पर्सनल, उसके पीछे बैठा हुआ था। यहाँ से बैठे बैठे वो सीधा गया स्विमिंग पूल की तरफ।
The tigress is the same 2-year-old who killed a 7-year-old visitor to the Ganesh temple inside the park and recently attacked a forest ranger, killing him on the spot. Suspected of being a man-eater, she has now been released inside an enclosure to keep her out of bounds. With Bajrang Singh in Savai Madhopur, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side. Welcome back. The Madurai bench of the Madras High Court has summoned the Pudukkottai Collector, Superintendent of Police and the Inspector General to appear before it regarding the violent clashes over denied temple entry to Dalits. The court's intervention follows a petition seeking action to ensure Dalit entry into the temple and alleging police inaction against the key accused. Remember, over 13 people were injured and around 20 arrested after clashes broke out following the dispute in Vadakadu in Pudukkottai district. A scheduled caste residential area was allegedly vandalized in these clashes, and several fact-finding reports point out that this was a result of a long-standing dispute. Kafi, a 17-year-old acid attack survivor from Hisar, Haryana, has topped Chandigarh's Institute for the Blind in the CBSE Class 12th exams, scoring an impressive 95.6% in the humanities stream. At 2 years old, she was brutally attacked with acid by neighbors during a family dispute in her village, which resulted in severe burns and the permanent loss of her eyesight. Despite this tragedy, Kafi's resilience and determination have led to her academic excellence, having previously scored 95.2% in her Class 10 exams. Relying on audiobooks and the support of her parents and teachers, she has excelled in subjects like history, political science, geography and painting. Kafi now aspires to study political science at Delhi University and become an IAS officer to serve the nation.
Ms. Kafi, and I basically belong to Hisar, Haryana. Currently living in Chandigarh. I'm student of Institute for the Blind, and in recent results of CBSE board, I scored 95.6% in class 12th, and I acquired 95.2% class 10th board exams as well. Apart from that, I'm an acid attack victim, and now my ultimate target is to become an IAS officer. Being a visually challenged, there's so many challenges, but my parents and my teachers helped me a lot to conquer them. And like their challenges kind of we have limited access to the resources, but technology helped us a lot, such as accessing in sample papers and PYQs.
काफी के ऊपर जब 2 साल की थी सर, जब ऐसी डाल दिया था पड़ोसी ने, हैं ब्लाइंड हो गई थी बिल्कुल। हमने पूरी मेहनत करके 6 साल पूरा हॉस्पिटल हैं भाई, एक आंख भी आ जाए देख ले, बहुत मेहनत करी सर, बहुत हॉस्पिटल में गए हम हैं। जब सब ने मना कर दिया भाई आंख नहीं आ रही, तो हमने फिर इलाज पूरा होने के बाद इसकी पढ़ाई शुरू कराई सर। हाँ 10वीं में भी अच्छे नंबर लिए थे, फर्स्ट आई थी। अभी भी सर 12वीं की है, अच्छे नंबर लिए, फर्स्ट। बहुत मेहनत करती जी, हमने तो कहने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, बेटा पढ़ ले, अपने आप ही बहुत अच्छे तरीका कर लेती है।
काफी का जो एम है वो आईएएस ऑफिसर बनने का है, और मैं डेफिनेटली आपको बोल सकता हूँ और श्योरिटी है मेरी कि वो आईएएस ऑफिसर पक्का बनेगी, क्योंकि इसका जो जुनून है इसके रिगार्डिंग, जो उसका पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड है कि मुझे कुछ करना है, उसका नॉलेज, उसका जो एक्सपीरियंस है, उसका पढ़ने का जो स्टाइल है, जो उसका टाइम है, जिससे उसको हर टाइम को यूटिलाइज करना है अपनी पढ़ाई के लिए, स्टडी के लिए, कहीं ना कहीं से सीखने की जो उसकी ललक है, उसको बहुत आगे तक लेके जाएगी, ये हम श्योर है।
The Bar Council of India has amended its rules to allow foreign lawyers and law firms to practice in India, but only in non-litigation cases involving international law. This permission is granted on a reciprocal basis, meaning that the foreign lawyers can practice in India only if their home countries allow Indian lawyers to practice there.
Latest press release released by the Bar Council of India has in fact clarified that the rules have been amended and notified with the primary objective of safeguarding the interest of Indian advocates while regulating the practice of foreign law and international law in India. And in fact, the new rules that have been notified make it very clear that the work of the foreign lawyers will be strictly confined to non-litigious areas involving foreign law, international law and arbitration matters, particularly concerning cross-border transactions and international disputes. So this BCI has in fact issued a very long clarification when it comes to the registration process that will be required, and it in fact has said that with a view to prevent undue competition and to protect the interest of Indian lawyers, the BCI has implemented stringent registration and renewal requirements for foreign lawyers and law firms seeking to practice foreign law in India. Remember, these rules were in fact brought in, notified in 2023, but they are now being enforced with certain amendments in interest of Indian lawyers, as the BCI press release has claimed, with effect from today.
The US President Donald Trump has announced a series of major agreements with Qatar, including what he described as a record-breaking Boeing jet deal during the second leg of his 4-day tour of the Middle East. While in Doha, Trump signed an agreement with Qatar to generate an economic exchange worth at least $1.2 trillion. Trump also announced economic deals totaling more than $243.5 billion between the United States and Qatar, including a historic sale of Boeing aircraft and GE Aerospace engines to Qatar Airways. Earlier in the day, the US President met with Syrian President Ahmad al-Shara in Riyadh. During their talks, Trump urged Syria to normalize relations with Israel, a push that follows his decision to lift US sanctions on Syria, saying it would give them a chance at greatness. Trump later praised the Syrian leader, called him an attractive guy and a tough guy. And in a potential diplomatic twist, US President Trump, he says that there is a possibility that he may attend Ukraine peace talks in Turkey if Putin does. Ukraine's Zelensky has urged Putin to attend the peace talks. However, Moscow is yet to confirm who will be in its delegation.